Hey, welcome back. It's the last day of the challenge, and I'm here by popular demand with Beth. We got so many requests. Those of you who have done a challenge with me before, it started to become a tradition that we have Beth on the challenge. Welcome, Beth. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
One of the reasons why I love having Beth is because often we get excited about something about the yoga practice draws us in, and we really want to. Not only do we want to do yoga for all of its benefits, but we get excited about something. And for me, that was I really want to be able to do drop backs. When I started yoga, I saw people could like stand up and then drop back into a back bend. I was like, oh my God, that's like the craziest thing if I could do that. And then I saw some videos of David Swenson doing yoga. Is that the guy's name? Yeah. And I was like, oh, I want to be able to do that. And not only because it looked cool, but to be able to have that freedom in my body, I was like, that would be just the most insane thing. So it became something that I had in the back of my mind as I practiced yoga. And the reason I bring that up is because when I first met Beth, she was like, I really want to be able to do a handstand. Like, that would be awesome if I could do a handstand. Can you teach me how to do that? And I was like, yeah, but there's going to be all this other foundation work that we need to do to prepare your body. Similarly, for myself, I started when I was 18, and because I had a life of watching HBO and eating lunch meat and cookies before that, I had very little physical activity. It took me a long time. It took, and even at 18, by the time I was 22, that's like 4 years of dedicated solid practice until I could do one of those dropbacks. I wish I could say that it came quicker, but hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. But the point of being is that I told Beth, I was like, well, listen, there's going to be a lot of foundation work that you got to do. And she was in for it. So in this video, we're going to go through like a nice, solid, well-rounded practice, but I want to encourage you after. I'm going to put this link to the Conscious Movement community because what Beth did was follow a course, a program. So I would teach her, okay, like you have to master these poses first. Like first you got to be able to stand on your feet. You got to be able to do a forward fold. You have to be able to have enough glenohumeral flexion, movement from your shoulder. So we've followed step by step, and that's whatever you want in your yoga practice, not just a handstand. It's to be able to do the arm balances, to be able to fold deeper. Why am I not getting more flexible? Well, it's because you're not mastering these basic positions. So I created the Conscious Movement course, and this is the last thing I'll say. We'll get moving. It's a long talk. But I created this Conscious Movement course so that you could make sure that you were mastering the set of poses that need to be mastered so that you could give you the tools to being able to move the way that you want to move. And what do you think? Do you feel like following that course with me for the last few years has helped you?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Really feel like I'm doing yoga now. Feeling stronger, feeling like I'm moving my body the way I should, and supported enough to do more advanced things. Yeah, it's been great.
I would agree. And one of the most important things that I've seen in Beth is just her level of awareness, and her precision and subtlety of movement has changed so much. So that's, as a yoga teacher, if I can see somebody moving in that direction, to me, that's really the most important thing. So
Great.
let's get started. Start off in child's pose today. Take the most comfortable variation of child's pose, whether it's toes curled under, toes pointed back. And so first, just let your body fall to the ground and relax. Feel your hips soften. Feel the muscles in your back soften. And then we'll start to elongate. So reach your arms forward, press your hands down, lift the elbows, lift the forearms. Head comes up a little bit so you feel the length of your spine. And now as you press down into the hands and engage your arms and elongate, can you do that without straining? And look at how good Beth does that. There's this nice flow of energy through the spine, but she's not tensed up in the neck. Come up onto your hands and your knees for cat-cow. Move with your breath. As you inhale, take your spine into extension, into a back bend. And as you exhale, round through your spine. Inhale into extension. Exhale to round through your spine. Moving nice and fluid. One more time, flow with your breath. Let each of the joints of your spine move, all the vertebrae of the spine, getting nice fluid movement. Then come into a neutral position. And with your shoulders balanced right over the heel of your hand, step your right leg back into a plank position, and then your left. Press down into your toe mounds, engage your legs. Feel your thighs lift. Feel your middle lift. Now, as you're feeling all that lift up, notice the areas in your body that you'll want to overdo from. So right around here, can you feel some of this tension spread through your collarbones? Feel in your jaw and the roof of your mouth. Can that soften? Two more breaths. Feel the heat building in your body. Keep resisting gravity with your front body. Keep lifting your thigh bones up. Now start to engage your glutes and your hamstrings. Feel your legs turn on. Strong legs. Then set your knees down and stretch back to child's one more time. Come up onto your hands and your knees. Stretch back into down dog. Step your right foot up to your right thumb. Drop your back knee down to the ground. Let yourself chill here in this lunge for just a moment. Breathe. Then plant your left hand flat and twist. Take your right arm up. Bring your hand down. Step back to down dog. And change sides. Step your left foot up. Lower your back knee. Hang out in the lunge for a moment. Let your hips relax. Then plant your right hand. Rib cage in and twist. Take your arm up. Good. Bring your hand back down. Step back to down dog. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Bend your knees a little bit. Let your head drop in Uttanasana. And keeping the bend in your knees, slowly roll yourself up, stacking one vertebra at a time. Feel your feet. As you bring your awareness into your feet, feel the center of your heel bones descend. Your toes stretch and spread. Feel your body balanced tall up over your ankles. Root down from your hips into your feet. As you inhale, raise your arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come into a flat back. Step back one leg at a time. Lower slowly, chaturanga. Inhale into cobra pose. Press down through the tops of your feet and make sure that your toes are stretched straight back. Then lower your chest back down, press back up, downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up, raise your arms. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower, Chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. So feeling the down dog, just like in child's pose, you can feel this sense of elongation, but at the same time, don't let your rib cage drop to the ground. Keep it lifted up. Now raise your right leg up behind you and see if you can still maintain that rib cage in. Good, and the higher you lift your leg, the more your left hip crease is going to drop. So keep your hips lifted, but remember the space across your neck. Feel your collarbones, you haven't strained in the roof of the mouth, the jaw, or the tongue. Now shift into plank and pull your knee up to your chest and hold there. So feel your shoulders balance right over your wrists. And then take your rib cage and pretend like you're carving out your belly. Draw your belly up under, let your lower back round. Push into your hands, feel your shoulder blades broad. And step your foot all the way up to your thumb. Press down into your right foot. And now grip the muscles of your right outer hip and buttock back towards your back heel. Come up into Crescent Lunge. So just like Beth's doing, you're using the exhalation to let the rib cage release into its position. But the stronger we get at doing this, the more this area will want to tense up. So feel at the base of your neck, you can soften at the same time. Strong in the arms, strong with your reach through your fingers. Bring your hands back down. Step back into plank pose. Take a vinyasa or just stretch right back to down dog, your call. Staying rooted in your hands, take your left leg up behind you, reach it up. Nice, good job, Beth. And make sure that you're keeping the lift through your right hip at the same time. Now shift to plank, pull your knee up to your chest. Feel that your shoulders balance right over the heel of your hand. Draw your belly like you're scraping your lower belly from your navel up the front of your spine, up under your ribs. Feel your lower back open. Feel the back of the rib cage open, especially on this left side. Breathe into the back of the rib cage. Use a strong exhalation to round even more and open up that left back rib cage. Step your foot up to your thumb. Come up on your fingertips. And as you push down through your foot, feel your left hip draw back. Engage from your left outer knee back towards your butt. Then inhale, come up, raise your arms. Now, when we're holding in the pose, we can get stuck in the inhalation pattern. We can get stuck somewhere around the middle of the inhalation, and then we're only breathing short breaths up into the top. And the more that we do this, the more we build neck tension and we stress ourselves out even more. And the yoga practice should help us to feel balanced and calm. So right now, where you're at in your pose, I want you to just relax and exhale all the air out. And then nice chill breath in. And then exhale all the air out. Nice chill breath in. And see if you can now maintain your postural tweaks that you know you have to do so that you're not turning off and letting the body fall into the path of least resistance. But now with that idea of having the breath to make it a more balanced sensation. Bring your hands back down to the mat and step back. Take a vinyasa or go back into down dog, your call. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, make a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into chair pose. Stand Samasthiti. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot for warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot. Inhale, Vira one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, down dog. Warrior one, step your right foot again. Inhale, come up. Warrior two, open up to your side. So feel your middle help to hold you in. Feel yourself from your center. Strong, so that your diaphragm is in its neutral position so you can get maximum breath expansion through your rib cage. If the diaphragm gets tipped forward, then the back ribs start to compress and we aren't getting proper breath flow through the lungs. And as a result, we're getting these tension patterns in the body, which will make the head fall forward, strain the back of the neck, shorten the muscles in the front. So the more that you can feel your rib cage support your diaphragm, the better your posture will get as you hold these poses. And for that, the cool thing is it's not about how deep you go. It's not about like how fancy it looks. It's really being able to feel yourself supporting yourself from your center. And you can feel that the stretch gets better as you do it. Different muscles stretch, different muscles turn on. Then from here, go for side angle, extended side angle. You go forearm to thigh, or you can use a block. Take your left arm overhead. Now, as soon as that left arm goes overhead, you'll feel that the rib cage wants to lift up with it. So on your exhalation, draw your rib cage back into its neutral position, diaphragm in its neutral position. And then as you breathe in, make sure that you're relaxed around the neck or the shoulders to the reach of the arm. Inhale, come up into warrior two. Reverse warrior, flip your palm. Modified side angle, put your hand down on the inside, take your left arm up. And then take a half bind, wrap your left arm behind your back. Roll your shoulder and your chest open without letting your left thigh fall forward. Push into your left foot, strong in your left leg, left heel. Feel your left hamstring turn on. And I want you now to actively hug your left side ribs down a bit so that the right side ribs can open up. So you're not crunched on the right side. Now take your left arm back up. Open up. Bring your left hand down to the mat and step back, down dog or take a vinyasa. Step your left foot. Warrior one, inhale to come up. 2, open up to your side. Just like we started class, sense your feet, feel the ground. Is it possible to do those slow breaths where you're letting all the air out in this position while still keeping your rib pipe aimed straight down? So you have the potential to breathe fully in the lungs. Then come into side angle, forearm to thigh or hand on the outside of your foot. Reach your right arm over. Then if I look down at your right ankle, I'd like to see a straight line from your ankle to your hip, to your shoulder, to your ear. See if you can feel that line of energy for your body. Press into your feet and come back up into warrior two. Reverse warrior, flip your palm and inhale. Modified side angle, put your hand down on the inside. Right arm up. Find the same line for your body, then wrap your right arm behind your back for a half plank. Feel your left heel press straight down. Pull from your left outer thigh at the bottom of the knee back towards your glute. And as you feel your left hamstring support you, open up your right side chest wall. Use your breath to open the right ribs, the right chest. Now take your right arm back up, reach straight up. Bring your right hand down to the mat. All right, now from here, step your right foot forward so you're in Malasana with the feet wide apart. Okay, now how long were you running for before I met you, Beth? A long time? Years? 30 years. That's a lot of running. Okay, so as a result, the dorsiflexion wasn't really good, which is the ability to flex the ankle like this. This is a huge improvement. But what we're gonna do, Beth, is we're gonna now force the heels down. So turn your toes in a little bit, heels down, hips up a little, and heels down on the mat. Even if you have to lift your butt way up in the air, fingers in front of you. Yeah, and then take your feet a little wider apart. Even a little bit more. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is challenge the squat. So without your heels lifting, try this at home, push into your inner feet, lift up your inner ankles, but as you push into the big toe mound and the heel, slowly let your hip creases drop back. And as soon as you feel your heels wanting to lift, you're just gonna hold there. One of the techniques that Beth's done to get way better at this, because even just like 8 months ago, her hips were like more up here. So she's gotten way better at it, is holding on to something in front, like you can grab a pillar and practice that way. 2 more breaths here. See if you can relax the tension up in your neck because it's all connected. All right, now let's come to crow pose. And the cool thing about this is the better she's gotten at that position, the better her crow has gotten. So you can see she can get much deeper into the prep pose for crow. And then when you hit your edge, set your toes back down and step back into down dog. Nice job, Beth. That was really good. Step your right foot for crescent. Inhale, come up, raise your arms. Bring your hands to your heart and twist. Now in this twist, it's really difficult to find that line. So as you push down into your left big toe mound, lengthen straight out to the line of your ankle, but make sure that you don't back bend from your TL junction, which is where your thoracic and your lumbar meet, right around here. Now shift the weight over into your right foot as you look down at the ground. Step your back leg forward, chair twist. Now you can hang out in this chair twist for 5 breaths or practice side crow. Up to you at home which one you want to do. Oh damn, Beth's gonna go for it.
I'm gonna try it.
Okay, so for this setup for side crow, she squats down on the heels with the heels elevated and gets as deep as she can into the twist with the knee up into the left upper arm. Then with the hands like chaturanga hands, we'll go for that tight angle on this one. She's gonna see if she can lean into her arms. The better her chaturanga and the better her squat are, the easier it will be to go to this position. Oh, and we have liftoff. Now, I don't know if you could see this at home, but Beth did not sit her right hip onto her right elbow the whole time, which, if you try that at home, it is hard as hell. I often don't see, it's very rare that I see that people can do in that full variation. Nice job. Okay, back to down dog, vinyasa or not. I mean, Stacy can do it because you guys all know Stacy is the perfect poses, but it's very rare that I see when people come to class, they could do that one right. Step your left foot, back when we used to have yoga classes. Come up into crescent lunge, inhale your arms up. Bring hands to prayer, lean out over your knee, and twist. Chill a little bit from your rib cage right here. See if you can draw this down a little bit more. So I'm going to pull you out of the twist a little bit, like round right here. There you go. And open this up more. There it is. Good job. And you're still twisted, even though it might not feel like it now. Okay, so from your chair, or your, what's it called? Crescent twist, look down at the ground, shift the weight into your left heel, and step your back leg forward. Hold there for 5 breaths or go for the side crow. Nice. Geez, even with the fireplace right there. That's confidence in it. Okay, make your way back into down dog or take a vinyasa. And then come to a seated position. Come into boat pose, Navasana. Lower to Ardha. Back up to boat. Reverse plank. Good, back down. Navasana. Ardha. Come back up. Reverse plank. Lower your butt back down. Lie on your back for bridge. Do you want to do Urba today?
I can try.
You want to show off? Okay. I want to show you off because this is pretty amazing. If you want, if you feel up for it.
All right.
Do you want the block?
I do.
Okay.
Move this.
Oh yeah, move that. Oh damn, that's legit. And slowly lower down. So best using the block in between her feet because there's the tendency for your feet to spin out, the glute max to take over. So what she's doing is she's just trying to keep the feet in that neutral position so that the thighs can stay more neutral. But one of the amazing things is that takes a lot of glenohumeral movement for your shoulder and a ton of thoracic extension, which from years of the computer work and helping people being hunched over bodies and her spine just did not move that way. So it took us a good 2 years to be able to get the spine to move like that before she could start to move into the advanced positions like that. And she was really patient, did the work, did it regularly, followed the course of action. All right, open your arms out to the side like cactus arms. And then cross your right knee over your left. Shift your hips over to the right a little, knees to the left. And then so the way that I designed the conscious movement course is basically how Beth was taught to advance her yoga practice. I would give her a series of poses and exercises, and I would say, okay, I'll come back next week. You can show me how they look. I would come back. Some would look good, others would not. Okay, you got to keep repeating these. And gradually, her practice evolved like that. That's exactly how I created the conscious movement course. It's a video. You practice it for a week. Then you assess, have I mastered all these poses? Are there poses I need to keep working on? Bring your knees and hips back to center. Change the cross. Hips over to the left a little bit, legs to the right. And then that way you learn from your body. You learn, okay, I have a hamstring situation or a hip flexor situation or a lack of thoracic move. Whatever it is, you learn, and then you can keep coming back to that. And you might not need that video anymore, but it can be something you keep adding into your practice. So it's really to give you the tools to own your practice so that you can learn about your body, which Beth learned so much. She learned like, oh man, like, yeah, if I want to be able to do X, I have to be able to do A, B, and C first. Bring your knees and your hips back to center. Hug your knees to your chest. I want to show you off with just one more thing, if that's okay. Take happy, baby. Then hug your knees in and roll up to seated. So when I first met Beth, balance was very difficult. She was not very good at balancing on her feet, much less on her head or her hands. And now, I'll be your backstop for the headstand, but we want to try going up today?
Sure.
Okay, so she's going to set up for a headstand. Now, at home, if you have a history of cervical compression or neck issues, this will not be for you. You will just practice dolphin pose, down dog on your forearms. If your neck is healthy, you can practice the foundation. So you'll interlock your fingers all the way to the webbing and rest the sides of the thumbs together. Imagine you're holding an egg in between your hands. You don't want to crush it. You don't want to lose it either. The elbows come right underneath your shoulders and you seal the forearm down. Don't let the forearm twist out. Don't let it twist in. Now maintaining that, be as light as you can on your neck as you curl your toes and lift your knees. This is the foundation. Hardly any weight at all on the head. If that's going really well, see if you can walk your feet in closer without your upper back rounding. And then Beth's gonna show us what it looks like to go up in the full pose. Let your hips come back a little bit more towards me. Good, there, feel that? Okay, then slowly bring yourself down. You know? I mean, come on, rest yourself in child's when you're done. That was really good. So we haven't really done, I showed you that pose, but we haven't really done the foundation work for that pose. It requires a lot of awareness in your core, how to balance yourself in different positions, which I build on in the arm balance course. So I teach you the exercises you need to be able to feel that. And Beth has gone through all those exercises. She practiced them for months and months and months before she could feel confident to take her body like that. So it's really just the training wheels and what you need based on where you're at. How much activity you have, body awareness you have already. Downward dog, stretch back. And then the opposite would be like someone like me, it took a very long time. Those of you know, we've had Jacob on the channel. Jacob was like a gymnast as a kid. He was a wrestler. He was like a pro baseball player. So he had so much body awareness. When he came to yoga, he could do all this stuff. Like he could do a handstand. It didn't take any practice at all, which I was like, this kind of ducked it. But it's the work that you do and it's how much body awareness. So it's different for each body to progress along. Just wanted you to know that, okay? All right, so from here, come to Dandasana again. Sit with your legs stretched out in front of you. Inhale, raise your arms up. And exhale, reach for your feet. Then lie down onto your back for Savasana, corpse pose. Turn your palms up at your side. Let your feet fall open. Just let your body relax now. Take a slow breath in through your nose. And then a nice, slow, long breath out. Send every drop of air out. Let go. Feel your pelvis drop. Release the tension there. Let the rib cage drop. Let go of the tension at the base of your neck, your jaw, your tongue. And gently bend your knees. Roll onto your side. And press yourself up to seated. Namaste. All right, well, thank you, Beth, so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Great job today.
Thank you.
How'd it feel?
Wonderful.
Well,
Tim's gotten me through COVID, for sure.
Well, yeah, it's without the yoga practice, it'd be kind of rough. So it's nice that we had this time together, and I want to congratulate you on sticking with the challenge and having the courage to take up the practice, the dedication to make the time for the practice, because there's really a lot of creating time. We don't all have extra time. So great job on that, to show the dedication. And I just want to encourage you to keep going with your practice. The question I got most often at the end of the 30-day challenge was, what do I do next? Like, I've done this course, like which video should I do next? So I want to keep practicing with you. And if you're interested in continuing the journey with me, I'm going to put the link below where you can try the Conscious Movement community for 2 weeks for free, so that you can start that journey with me on the What's Next course. And then you'll be as rad as Beth one day, hopefully. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks again for coming out. Thank you. And I'll see you around.